with Rebel Joe on Reckless Radio. They do it for the underground. They play that shit that nobody else will. So make sure you fucking tune in, you little scrote. Don't touch that dial. What the fuck you looking at? This is your boy, the Wrath of God. And I'm here with Rebel Joe on Reckless Radio. They do it for the underground. They play that shit that nobody else will. So make sure you fucking tune in, you little scrote. Don't touch that dial. What?
Holy shit, everybody. This has been such a fucking shit show to get going tonight, but I'm so excited. So excited that we have this going on. As you can see, it going through some decors here and shit. But I'm not going to waste anybody's time. We've been waiting for it. It's been delayed. Here we go. I'm bringing my man on, my co-host here, Mr. Drew. Come on, man. Tell everybody what we got going on tonight.
All right. So tonight, it's official right here, right now. Let me introduce my brother, Antonio Dreamcatcher Pereira, also representing for Snuff Vegas. Let's go, Joe.
Yo, what up, man?
Yo, what up, brother?
How you doing?
Yo, I am great, man. And let me tell you, what an honor it is to finally have you on the show, brother. Because, man, it's for a minute, so.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for reaching out to me and asking me. This is, I wasn't expecting this at all, but I appreciate you, and I'm honored, for you to, come ask me for this interview, because I've seen all the other interviews you've done with, GRE, and I watched them with the, Mr. Doja, Zodiac. Those are pretty, I always watch them and tune in on them. It's pretty cool to watch though, and I'm just glad to be here.
Hey, man. Well, like I said, such an honor to have you here with me, man. Especially because I feel like I kind of want to get started on the tip of, so talk to me about your journey as far as your jewelry creation. So what's that been like for you?
Like when did I start actually doing it, or
Yeah.
when did I start doing it? All right, when I started doing it, I was I was probably maybe 12, 13 years old. I got into beadwork because I wanted to actually dance in powwows. I'm a traditional dancer. Oh, I mean, I'm no longer because I don't do it anymore. But when I was, younger, that's what I was doing. And my grandmother at the time, helped me with everything, getting all my regalia together so I can actually go to these powwows and I could dance. And during that time, I saw the beadwork at these powwows, and I was just so fascinated with it, and I wanted to learn how to do the shit, and there was nobody really around that would teach me, so I just basically it was soft self-taught, and I just my grandmother got me the beads and whatever I needed, and I just basically got books and kind of read and did it on my own. I kind of sucked at it at first, but over time I kept doing it and doing it. I just got real better at it, and I just stuck with it, and I felt that I could get better as long as I kept doing it, and it was actually probably 18, 17 years ago actually is when I really first started it. So I've been doing it for a long time, so I kind of figured out how to do certain projects, because it's not the shit I do for Scum and everybody on LSP. It's not. I do a lot of other shit besides that. That's just one type of style that I could do. But that's how how I got into beadwork is I was very young. When I started, I just picked it up and started. Just ran with it.
That's incredible. Say to me that your grandmother really helped you, get into it and teach you and everything like that, man. And I mean, just incredibly inspiring, especially to look at where you are today, man. I mean, of course, we just have to talk about it, man. Bro, with Scum and saying poetry, and I know that once you and I were talking earlier, and you have something else that you're working on as of right now.
Oh yeah. I am currently working on one for Smalls one. Um, she knows about it. I told her. I sent her pictures, video, whatever. But it's basically it's kind of like similar to what Scum has, just the LSP one that he got, but it
Yeah,
says Smalls one right in the front of it, and then in the back of it, it has um the LSP and the Circle Saw and Axe, but it's gonna be a different color. It's not gonna be red, black, and white. It's gonna be purple, some pink, and it's gonna be a little bit more colorful for her. And at first it was just gonna be the Smalls one shit. It was just gonna be simple, but I was like, nah, I think I should do something a little bit more challenging and something that more like she deserves. Like I, I,
absolutely.
I love Smalls one. She's a cool person. And it's always good to talk with her every time I get a chance. So now this project that I'm gonna be doing for her is probably gonna be harder than the ones that I did for Scum and Insane Poetry, like put together. Like it's a lot of fucking tedious parts that I got to do and put together. But I started laying some beads down on it a couple of days ago, sometime last week, I think, middle of the week last week. So I'm gonna be posting pictures and shit, video about it going on, like I always do with all my other projects, just so people can see that, like, how well or how is it going along those projects, because people like message me and they like to see that type of shit, and so I was just like, all right, might show everybody how like uh like the progress of how's it going with it.
Absolutely. And and I wanted to ask you, and maybe I should have started with this question. So but so talk to me about your journey, like when you first got with LSP. I told me at one point, like music had helped like save your life, that that it had really impacted. Talk to
Well, I'm gonna start with like when I found the LSP, and it was like fucking early 2000s, like 2000. I would say like 6 or 7. I was real young, and I would go to like Tower Records, which was like a record spot or like the CD spot they had over in Reno, up north in Nevada. I would go there with my dad, and I would see like flyers for like fucking, I think it was like shows or like an album that's coming out. But like I remember seeing that the fucking Circle Saw and Axe like on the back of that flyer, and it said Lyrical Snuff Productions and shit. So that's when I first like got into it and started actually listening to the music.
yeah,
And uh, there was times where like I would actually wear the shit to school, and like I would get in trouble for it because it wasn't like allowed at all, and like my parents, they I don't think they were approved of it either because of how violent the music was. But
right,
then I started getting into other shit, like ICP and Twisted, and all the other underground shit, that was going around at that time. But like LSP, when it saved my life, it was, like when I was drinking heavily. Like this happened like maybe like a few years ago, actually. You know, um, I've always, listened to LSP, Scum, and Dark Half is like one of my favorites. But
absolutely.
I would like drink myself into like fucking uh like depression, and it was just I was in a very dark place and I couldn't seem to get out of it. And I didn't think I could ever stop drinking at all. And um, I would sit on my steps in my house and I would put an AR-15 in my mouth and I was ready to pull the trigger. And I would just fucking, when that happened that day, like all my immediate like thing to do was go put on some music and relax. So that's what I did. I went and I put on some fucking Dark Half, and I think it was like Lonely Road or some shit. I think, yeah, that's what it was. I just listened to that song and I just fucking, I laid there in bed and I fucking cried my fucking eyes out, man. I couldn't even, and that's how I say it saved my life, because if LSP and Dark Half or, everybody that is on the label, like, wasn't I wasn't there to hear like the music they put out. I don't think I would be here right now because it just really touches my heart every time I put on the music. When I leave the house, I'm wearing headphones. I'm going. Everywhere I'm going, I'm listening to this shit. I need this shit in my life. It's like my drug.
There we go. Fuck, sorry guys, I lost sound, I lost everything, I got it back.
Oh shit. Well, I'm glad you're back, Joe. And Dreamcatcher, man, just you telling that story, brother, is such just an amazing situation because of the fact that I feel like a lot of us in the underground relate to exactly what you just said. That it's like at one time or another in our lives, like we at the point of like giving up and being like like fuck done, and then it's like then you put certain music on and it's almost like I think the word is like it's like therapeutic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Really does have that positive impact on you. And I'm really proud that that happened for you, man, because you know I bet even Scum and them, I'm sure that they would say the same. You know what I mean? We're so honored here with us. You know what I mean?
yeah, and like that's kind of my way of giving back to LSP is through doing what I do for them right now and making these beaded medallions. Actually, the one I made for Scum, I wanted to do that for the longest time of my life. Like, I wanted to actually get it done because I have never seen an LSP beaded medallion ever, and I'm wondering why it has not been done. Because I'm not the only Native American bead worker out there that knows how to do this shit.
And
And part,
it's very interesting that you say that, man, because you know what, brother? To be honest, I same way for years in the sense of, I've seen like, the beat catching man. I've seen Twisted One. Like I've seen all kinds of other like underground stuff. But I always wonder where I was like, okay, like I feel like how come there's not LSP or there's not like GRE or even like I mean, there's other labels out there in the underground I feel like don't even get certain recognition to where then it's like, man, like, but why though? Like it doesn't make sense, But it's
yeah,
like I feel like though your work though stepped the game up though. You know what I mean? Like in the sense of I think, you know, as big as they already are, and we both know that. We both understand. Look at this. You with triple MFD, if that doesn't scream success, if that
oh yeah,
doesn't fire,
those are my brothers right there, man. I've been rolling with them for a minute.
man, and it, man, that when I saw that picture on your Instagram, bro, it really like to me that hit so hard because I'm like, man, you see how much these guys care.
And see that picture right there, I had posted, and then he took it and put it on his Instagram, and it was just cool to see that. Like, I mean, I know maybe not, people will know who that is that wearing that bandana, but like if you're friends with me and you know like who I am, then you'll
Yeah.
know like, oh yeah, that's Dreamcatcher right there.
Yep. And see, and that right there, man. You know what's funny is when I saw a couple of pictures with the banana, I almost somewhat like laugh a little bit in the sense of I'm like, if someone were to ever come to me and be like, "Yo, who is? Wait, not know Dreamcatcher? Do you not know who you just asked about?" Like it's like what? Like because it's like brother, you stoner. I mean, so shout out to Stoner, man. That was up to our
Oh
brother.
yeah,
Now, um, but man, it's just like I love how so many people I've met you are, bro, and it like I love to hear that like every time, especially even like when I do hashtags, dude. I've had so many people hit me and be like, "Wait, like Catcher?" And it's like, "Yeah," and then they're like, "Yo, he's amazing, man. Like his work is unparalleled, like just undeniable." You know?
yeah, and like what was it the other day? Spec One, and I didn't even know like I didn't think he would know who I was, That
Oh,
that was crazy.
bro, and you know what? It's very interesting about that because me and him actually had a conversation outside the camera the other day where he was like, bro, he's like, wait, so you know Stoner and Dreamcatcher? I'm like, yeah, they're my bros. That's my boy. And he's like, how come you didn't? You never told me. I'm like, I didn't know. Like, I'm like, I didn't know I was supposed to bring that up. But it's love hearing that though, man, because it's like that's so sick that like that even spec, you know. And then of course, and I know you know this, but all my G brothers, they know who you are. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like,
yeah, yeah. JP, I knew him way before like GRE. You know, way before that. But
right?
like, but I finally just met him. You know, recently too. But like, I knew of him. You know, and everything that he was doing with LSB at the time.
Yeah, because I think didn't you meet him at Gorefest, right?
No, I actually met him at a show out here in Snuff Vegas. It was called No Man's Land, and Mr. Doja was there. I saw him there. The Slides one was there. Slides Wicked was there,
Yeah,
and
bye. Beer me.
yeah, JP was there. And I think there were some other ones that were there too. Some other artists that were from GRE. I can't remember at the top of my head, but yeah, it was called No Man's Land. It was at Coco's nightclub, and actually that was the night I gave Scum his medallion that night. Was when we were at that club. But that's when like I met JP and everybody else that was from GRE. Like yeah, that whole fucking place was just GRE. Everybody in there except like Scum, you know, and Lynch was there. He was running the merch booth, and you know there wasn't too many people running around with the Circle Saw and Axe, you know. But I mean, I was repping that shit. Oh, Donnie Menace was there because you know he's from out
Oh,
here too.
Donnie, bro. I love Donnie. That's actually and I meant to tell you, bro. So one of my guys from Vegas, and you guys need to link up. My David Zamorano, also known as Ganja Glow 420, he's out of Vegas, and him they kick time. Like he hangs out with Donnie quite a bit. So
Oh yeah, does he go to shows out here? I mean, because I go to like every show that Donnie's at. I might have seen him.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you might have, man. I know that recent because he just had his second I think want to say son. Shit, now I might have to check with him before I even say that. Okay, I might want to just say he had a second child, to say the least. And I think because of that, he had to kind of, you know, take a minute off, be with me and everything like that, you know. But yeah, man. But basically, you know, before that, he used to go to almost every show they ever had, you know, because he would hit me and tell, hey, bro, I'm at the show right now. Like, I'm about to kick it with Donnie, about to kick it with Scum. I think at one point, like JP was going out to certain shows, and he was out there kicking it with him because he was part of the Insane Hustlers tour. That's what it was. And so, and he actually represents LSP out of Vegas as well. So
Yeah, that's cool. Like, like about like being here in Snuff Vegas is that I have Donnie here, you know, and every show that he goes to, he always hits me up and asks if I need to get tickets from him. And if I say yes, then he'll just swing by my crib and drop it off. You know, or I'll just meet him at the show. You know,
that
and it's always good to see my homie Donnie Menace. You know, actually I just seen him at the show he did like off the strip. It was Virgin Casino, I think it was. Yeah, but that was a pretty dope show. You know, I got to meet some other people there. Fucking what is it, Teddy Slugs and Sempra and fucking Sinister.
that's dope, man. Well, hey, real quick, so you know, we're about to play Triple MFD, and I'm sure you know exactly what this song. So why don't you take it away, bro?
In your shoes and take a walk through my mind. Everything goes in the verse, it's like the darkness it shines, feeling like a prisoner from all the hurt and the lies. See, I don't give a fuck
about why we got this problem.
I don't really give a fuck
about any issues we might have.
See, I don't give a fuck.
Me taking a life will help resolve them.
I don't really give a fuck.
Nah.
See, I don't give a fuck. See, I don't give a
But
fuck.
looking at me while I'm staring at you and I'm seeing that none of those people can tell that I'm evil and that you're trash that can just be discarded. They might testify against me when they see our glass of your life leaking sentences cracked, and having to follow it and make sure that you're never awake, kicking your dough and walking in solo up against the flow when putting a hollow tip slug in your body and watching it shake while I think of a toast. I'ma say it, you wait, you fuck your life and anyone else that might protect you. I would expect you probably suck in somebody's dick and they got your back. Murdered like Jesus, but with us, there will be no one to resurrect you when I dissect you. Making a movie sicker than sick, it is not an act. As a matter of fact, this ain't even the worst that I done to somebody deserving it less and not getting a pass when the time was not right and I gave you a chance to have a way out like a samurai. And I cannot believe that you did not try, then knowing what I would do. So why would you not kill yourself? It's not making no sense.
Put on your shoes and take a walk through my mind. Everything goes in reverse, it's like the darkness it shines. Feeling like a prisoner when I open my eyes. Giving you what you deserve from all the hurt and the lies. See, I don't give a fuck
about why we got this problem.
I don't really give a fuck
about any issues we might have.
See, I don't give a fuck.
Me taking a life will help resolve them.
I don't really give a fuck.
Nah.
See, I don't give a fuck. See, I don't give a fuck.
Nothing can change the way I see the murders happening, trapped in a mental state where I'm acting it out, everything that I'm actually rapping about. Dragging them out to the back of the house, getting them all ready for the bludgeoning, beating the shit out of the back of the head with a whack to the head with a pipe that done them in. There's something running through my blood and veins. You're evil, leaving people cut and maim. I dream it all and it comes to life. Impulse to kill with a gun or a knife. I'm fucking your wife with a hunting knife. I am a gateway to the darkest of things. Monstrous dreams come to life. That violently rips her apart from her seams. Author of screams, butcher knife music can do it. Portal to my violent art. See no one escapes. Psychoangelo's world inside my mind is dark. The devil told me things, whisper in my ear, kill them all, leaving no one alive. Only ones that are kept as pets are the only ones that are gonna survive. Kept beneath the bunker, underneath the house, temporary little playthings. Tortured and poking them with a knife and masturbating while they scream. No daydream, but a nightmare. In my crawl space, you can dig up. Middle fingers up, my heart is cold. Unfortunately, I don't give a fuck. Richard Hanson.
Put on your shoes and take a walk through my mind. Everything goes in reverse, it's like the darkness it shines. Feeling like a prisoner when I open my eyes. See, I don't give a fuck
about what got this problem.
I don't really give a fuck.
Me taking a life will help resolve them.
I don't really give a fuck.
Nah.
Yo, so I mean that was dope. That was straight fire right there. You know, shout out to Triple MFD, man. L's up to my homies. You know what it is. Scum, same poetry. The Gore Fathers, man. That was dope. And I feel like, and Dreamcatcher, I want to hear your opinion to this because you chose these songs that we're playing tonight. So when you hear this one that we just played, what do you take from it? Or what is the message that you get with this song?
That's I mean, there's a lot to it. I mean, it's real fucking brutal, like the lyrics to that. It's same poetry. I like his verse. Like that's probably like one of my favorites out of like the whole fucking song. But I don't know, because when someone else listens to that shit, they're like, "What the fuck are you listening to?" You know, that's crazy as fuck. Like, dude's talking about fucking your wife with a hunting knife. You know, but
Yeah,
that's just I don't know. I just love that kind of shit. Like, cause like, you know, my whole life has been a fucking horror story for real. Like, and although it's not as fucking brutal as what they're talking about in like these songs, you know, but it was pretty fucking scary, you know. I've been through a lot of shit. Like I've seen a lot of shit and I've done a lot of shit. So like songs like that, like I'm glad they're out there because I can listen to them and I can live through that song and I don't have to do that shit.
right though. And I mean, and I know it's funny, man. Sometimes, like, bro, I've had this conversation with ninjas over the years where, like, it's that is such truth when it comes down. It's like, hey, at least I don't have to become a serial killer and then like end up on the run or like fucking, going to prison, being on fucking death row and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, fuck, man, like, that's just some shit. You know, but it's like as crazy as it sounds though. Scum and Insane Poetry almost make killing seem very fun.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but
Yeah, no,
yeah, kind of.
yeah. I feel like it's like we're gonna put like a caution on this and say, listen to it, just don't do it. Okay.
Yeah, don't kill anybody.
Yeah. Oh man. But I mean, because actually, what's funny though is like when I hear "I don't give a fuck," man, I feel like though it also comes to people who like, I guarantee there's people out there that look at LSP and they're like, who are these motherfuckers? Like, yo, like with all the shit they talk, like, oh, like why would you, want to represent something like that? And I feel like this is their way of saying, hey, you know what? You don't have to like us, but we don't give a fuck what you think. Like we're
Right.
doing, you know what I mean? So it's like, I think that's dope. Just to basically try to say that, like, believe in yourself, and the haters try to come at you and they're like, oh, F you, or like, oh, like, I don't know why you're an artist. Well, guess what? I do what I do. And if you hate it, whatever. You love it, I'm glad, So
Right.
now, JoJo, what do we got going on now, brother?
Yeah. No, Alexander Bob said, yes, don't try this at home. He's doing the disclaimer for us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
I'm
just
trying to push through all these technical difficulties, but I got red and blue next for by Triple MFD, man.
Oh yeah, this is on the new album that they just dropped. Deadly Drug Overdose. Sickness Overdose.
which is so sick, man.
Oh yeah, it's fucking all the whole album's dope. That they're actually performing tonight in Michigan too. They got a show going on as we speak.
Right. Hell yeah, bro. All right, JoJo. Take it.
Oxygen. With the twisted wire hanger, dragging him to convulsion, strangulation, turns him blue. Barbecue.
Body bag of raw. My arm.
Boys, hella put it in the river. Red body busted, puddle of blood up in the trunk. Blue from the veil beatings that I could deliver. Red put your pocket, put your knives in a human chunk. Blue from a noose that's cut enough yet, like police lights against the
Okay.
Yeah, man. Everything's just wrecked up at my end here.
Okay, because that's what I was wondering. All right. Um. Well, then in that case, guys, just so you know, we're very sorry about the technical difficulties, but keep on rolling here. Uh, so, so Dreamcatcher. So I wanted to ask though, since we were talking about your upcoming Smalls Ones project, do you have anything else that you're actually working on right now?
I got that one. I got a couple other ones that I'm doing. They're not like um for anybody like on LSP or GRE or any of that shit. They're just side projects that I'm doing for like friends or people that you know. Actually, I am working on one right now that it's gonna be the one that uh Scum has, the LSP one, but I'm not gonna. I guess I'm gonna be selling it. I don't know, but um there's this group on Facebook. It's called Snuff Over Everything. I think I'm gonna be raffling that bitch off on there. So I don't know, maybe like charge people like $5, $10 a fucking a spot, and just tell them I don't know how many spots I'm gonna have, but maybe just give it away on that shit, and so somebody's gonna come up on fucking one of the medallions for 10, 5, $10.
That sounds dope, man. I mean, especially
Yeah,
I mean,
because
oh, sorry. Go ahead, bro. Yeah, go ahead.
no, it's because the reason why I'm doing that is because there was a lot of people after I did the one for Scum. When I made that shit for him, my fucking inbox blew the fuck up. Everybody wanted one just like it, and I'm just like, I can't do that. Like there's so like how there was so much time that it took for me to make that one for him. So I
Uh,
was just like, all right, I'm gonna do this, but I'm not gonna give it to anybody that's in LSP because I already have projects set aside for them that I already am gonna be doing. So I
right.
thought that I could do this for people that wanted that same piece, and I could just give it away on the side, and just for so that I could say that I did something for non-LSP or people that aren't on the label actually, because the ones that I'm giving, like Scum and Sand Poetry, I don't know if people don't know this, but like I'm not actually charging them. I'm not. They're not paying for any of those fucking charms that or medallions that I make for them. Those are all fucking just free and made from me from my heart and just saying thank you. So I mean,
Absolutely.
all the other ones that like when somebody comes to me and asks me about if I could do this, then I'll give them a price, a little decent price too. Like I'm not gonna fucking charge them how much it's really really worth because I know fucking shit's so rough right now and fucking everybody doesn't have the money to actually afford a piece. But they are pretty expensive. Like the one I made for Scum. At least $300 for that shit.
Damn, man. I mean, but I do remember you saying that. I know you spoke and you had even said, which I feel like we do need to touch on this, brother, that it's really not money that you spent to get everything together. It's really, as you say a lot, and it's so true, it's your time, the effort you put into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like you put heart into this stuff. So it's like, it takes a lot for you to do this, right?
Oh yeah, the beads. I mean, I have a fuck ton of beads, so I mean, the beads don't cost much for me.
Right.
It's real cheap for beads. And I just find somewhere where I can get them real cheap and just buy them in bulk. But just my time, and that's really what it comes down to. That's what really is worth the most is my time because it does take a lot of fucking time to do it. I'm not here every day, fucking doing this shit because I got another job that, I do as well. And that actually fucking pays my bills, so I'll do that, the bead work after I get back from that job and I'll do it here at home or on the weekends when I'm free. I'll just spend all fucking day just bead work.
Right, man. And it's interesting to me too because me and you had spoke about it, And I wanted to ask you on here just because I am excited, especially because, as you know, between both of us, LSP and GRE are one family. You know what I'm saying? So I know you and I have a project coming up, soon.
Oh yeah.
Saying so, and that's really one of the biggest things I feel like is it's so exciting to know, man, to know that like, all right, you gave back to the people that literally helped you to literally be the best you can be. And now you're giving back even more love, man, which, brother, thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. Man, that means everything for you, especially because as we like to say in a lot of songs, we say, hey, it's GRE and LSP. We're one thing. Like it's us united. So
Yeah, I appreciate you coming to me and asking if I could do that because I was gonna actually do one up. I had made a post about it a while back if I should do one, and you know, like fucking, I think like a week later, that's when you hit me up and asked about it. I'm like, all right, cool. Now I got someone that actually wants one now.
absolutely, especially because I mean, brother, I was looking at being like, hey, I love everything you've done with LSP in legendary and it's no one ever done this. And that's where like I feel like even though I'm sure there like you've even said like there's other people that have probably done beaded hatchet bands and whatever else, right? But it's like no one ever stepped the game and was like, I'm giving to LSP, man. And I feel like that's where it's just like, okay, you just literally blew the game up. And now it's like you're taking it, at least in my eyes. And I want to know your thoughts on it too, bro. But I feel like you're almost stepping it up another notch. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like, I feel like it's, how do I say it the right way? Because I suck at like trying to figure, but I guess it's just another notch up that you're doing because you can only go up from where you're already at now. You know what I'm
Yeah, that's
saying?
right.
So yeah,
Um, I mean, I've told this to everybody on LSP, and everybody knows it. But eventually, everybody on LSP is gonna have their own fucking beaded medallion that I'm gonna be making. But it's gonna be like their own shit. It's not gonna be like they're all gonna be different. They're gonna be like their own. Like that's gonna symbolize what they bring to the label.
exactly. That's real, man. Wow. I mean, brother, it's just this is such an incredible honor for me, man, because to talk to you like this, especially to give you the platform, and that was honestly, brother, this dream right here. Like to have you on to talk about your work, man. Especially, and I wanted to share this with you because I don't know if this said anything to you. Your father actually reached out to me, um, privately in DM, and he basically said, thank you for giving my son this opportunity. This means the world to him and our family. And so I started thinking about this, and I'm like, brother, how can we repay you for everything you've already done and continue to do? And I truly hope that we both can say, I think this opportunity and everybody watching, and just like I told you earlier, bro, we're not just on Facebook, we're not just on YouTube, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify. I mean, so it's like the list, even internationally. So I think what I want to just leave you with, as far as my thoughts on where I want to see you be, is I want to be able to bring you back up on, say, I'll just use it, say like 5 years from now or something, right? I want to see you doing even bigger than what you think you can do. Because as you just said earlier, you like to step it up as a challenge, as far as like you do one thing and then you're like, okay, I love that I did this. Now I want to try this. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Like, I want to help you get to where you want to be, which is why I want to lead this question to you. where do you see yourself? Like, as far as where do you want to be with your work? Like, as far as what you do for the underground?
Um, it's gonna take a while, you know, to get, I guess, where I want to be. I guess. I mean, but because like all there's you know how many fucking artists is on LSP,
Right.
um, and to make them each one of their like their own shit is gonna take a while, and you know I'm not gonna be like doing it every day because you know some days I do get tired of it, you know, and there's some days that I get frustrated with it. I gotta set it down, I gotta put it aside, and I
Okay.
gotta do something else and come back to it, you know.
Right.
But it does take a while. But I just see myself you know, just going to shows with them and just fucking, you know, talking with everybody that is on the label, not just like about music. You know, it could be about anything that's going on in our lives. You know, that's what I really like going to shows for. You know, the music is also like a fucking plus there, but like I like to go up to each artist, you know, like and just have a conversation with them and not maybe talk about music, talk about what's going on in our lives. You know, which is pretty fucking cool. Like there's a lot of shit that like you know, is behind the music part of it, you know. That's just you know, it's just fucking incredible that there's so many like, you know, wonderful souls that I got to meet, you know, especially at Gorefest. Like that was like the fucking I guess you would say the gathering of juggalos, but for fucking, you know, LSP motherfuckers like me, you know.
Right, man. And and that brings me to another point too, man, because I know that you and Stoner an interaction, if I'm correct. Uh,
Say again?
I think didn't you and Stoner have an interaction at Corefest?
Yeah, actually, I met him through like fucking. It was weird how we met like on Facebook and shit. Like, oh, we were like added to this fucking group. It was weird, and then he ended up leaving, and then I ended up leaving the group because it was like fucking 4 in the morning, and my phone kept going off and off and off, and it was fucking annoying. And I don't even know why the fuck I was added to the group because it was just like something to do with some I don't know some juggalo group or some shit like that,
Right.
and I just exited it, you know, and then like me and him started talking on Facebook. He actually I think messaged me, and then after that we just started talking, you know, started bullshitting, talking about you know, fucking cold shit, you know,
Oh,
dark half, bloody ruckus, you know, and all that shit, and we just kind of like fucking I guess became friends over the fucking internet, you know, and you know, he mentioned he was going to go to Gorefest, and we'll see him there. And I didn't really think anything about it, you know. When I went there, I was actually rolling up some fucking weed for this girl, and I was sitting in her fucking like car, rolling up all her blunts and shit. And like he comes over to where like I'm sitting in her car, like on the passenger side, rolling up these fucking blunts. And
yeah.
he's like, "Hey, oh, dreamcatcher." I was like, I looked at him. I was like, "Oh, what's up, man?" Actually, like it was just like weird, like to actually see him in person too. Like it was a you know a good feeling too. Like I actually get to meet somebody that I met. Like it's I don't know if you ever done that. Like you know you've been talking to me. Like I'm saying like if you like you know we're talking right now, but to actually meet that person like in person,
Yeah,
it
no,
was just like an incredible experience. Like I was like, all right. And then he came the next day, but he was all painted up and shit. You know, he had his fucking
yeah,
uh, and he had the blood and shit. I was like, oh yeah, that shit's tight. You know, and
that's
fucking we just hit it off. You know, he's a cool dude. I fuck with him. He was actually here at my house like 2 weeks ago. Actually, we went to actually I think it was last weekend. We went to the Donnie Menace show, and
yeah. I
I helped him out with the spot to stay. You know, I was like, if you ain't got nowhere to go, man, you know, my house is always open to you. You know, you're cool with me. You know, I respect you. I know you respect me. You know, and when you're ever like need somewhere to crash, if you want to go to a show out here, all you gotta do is hit me up. And if I'm in town, you know, if I'm here available, you know, you're more than welcome to come by.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to tell you real quick, bro. So last night actually we were doing a live stream, on and then we ended up doing one on Instagram as well. And the interesting thing is, me and Stoner really got to talk. And the one thing that he just kept, which I love, just as you just stated it, is that when you guys kicked it recently, and he ended up going over your crib and everything like that, and he was like, "Man," he's like, "I just love the fact that like Dreamcatcher literally just like housed me, feel like I was at home with him, and like we could kick it together and just have fun." And that's why like I wanted to say to people, and I feel like this needs to also be visualized in a way, is that someone like Dreamcatcher, man, and you and I have spoke about this, like you're a genuine dude. You're super respectful. I mean, you're a down to earth ninja. I mean, you're also one of the dopest, I would say, I mean, native, people I've met in my life personally. Um, and I feel like though that people never have to be feeling like they can approach you, I guess is what I'm trying to say, as far as, because sometimes like when you go to shows, if someone's super well known, right, then like somebody will be like, well, what, like they don't talk to me, or like what if they're like, why are you approaching me, or like, you know like just like out of like anxiety, and then
Yeah.
they're like, Dreamcatcher's such a great guy, man. Like, he's just so genuine. He's so down to earth, so easy to talk to. And it's like, and I feel like, brother, that literally shows so much of who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I think more because of the reason, the way I am and how I carry myself is, I like to inspire people and I like to help people out. If like I could do that, then I'm satisfied. If I could do that for just today, and just worry about what could I do to help someone or inspire someone to do something outside their comfort zone or to help them achieve a goal. That's what I really like doing too. And the reason why I like I respect people because when I was drinking, I was such a shitty fucking person. Like, I don't ever want anybody to see, that person ever again. And the only way I could, I guess, revive that person is if I take a sip of alcohol. But, that's never going to happen. I
Ac-
mean, I know that that's not going to happen today. That's all I got to worry about is just today. But yeah, I was a really fucking shitty person. So what I do now in my life is, I try to make up for all the shitty things I did to, good people.
Well, see, then you know what? I'm glad you touched on that, brother, because now I you, so how, and I think you did tell me, but I just want to clarify for the show and for everybody watching. How long have you been sober now?
I haven't had a drink in fucking 2 years and 8 months.
Well, brother, I want to be the first. Congratulations. I am super fucking proud. That's truly an inspiration to so many. I mean, including myself, and I'll share this with you. A lot of ninjas in chat with certain ninjas super, but that we video chat, we all talk and shit. And I will sometimes when I have gotten really fucking drunk, and then I'm like, I'd either say or do shitty things, and then I'm looking at him like, God damn it, man! Like, I don't mean to be a shitty person. You know what I mean? I really don't. Like, that's not who I am. And so like sometimes like I find myself where I'm like, man, I feel like there are times that like I look at life and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stop doing shit for a while. Especially because if Dreamcatcher could strain his life out and do things that can inspire other people, shit, why can't I, man? I mean, to me, and brother, I'm just gonna say it on the show right now. You are one of my inspirations, bro, and that's real shit. You are.
Yeah, and actually, it took a long time for me to get to where I am today. It took a lot of sacrifices. Um, it took a lot of shit to actually stop drinking was probably one of the hardest things I've done in my entire life. Because it's like giving up something that you love the fucking most. And knowing that you can't ever have it ever again in your entire life. You know, and I had to like look myself in the mirror and tell myself that and actually believe it that I am an alcoholic and I can never ever drink safely ever in my entire life. And I have to live with that every day because I love alcohol. I still love it to this day. I love the way it makes me feel. I love that ease and comfort that it actually gives me from taking that first sip. And there's no other drug in the world, not even marijuana, that compares to giving me that same feeling that alcohol does.
And I truly respect how open you are about this, man, because I mean, brother, like you said, this is something that I'm super passionate about that, you know, I really do, like you, want to help people, inspire people, motivate people. And so, to hear this, man, because I think to myself like a lot about, you know, um, how we can help people to help them see their full potential, what they can be, and including, and I wanted to share this with you because I feel like you could probably understand. Um, so someone I believe that's tuning in right now, um, name is Cora Morse. She's actually, um, and she has really, really serious seizures. It's like a lot of times, like to me and the group we video chat, she'll be like, "Man, like I just feel like I'm never gonna make anything of myself, or I'm never gonna make a difference in any. Man, I just feel like a failure. I feel like I'm not even worth anything." And it gets to me to where I'm like, but every time that any of us are down, or if we're feeling stressed or depressed or anxious or, frustrated or, whatever the case may be, she's there for all of us. You know what I mean? She'll
Yeah.
literally sit there and be like, "Hey, let's talk privately. I want to help you however I can, whatever I can do for you." And it's like, brother, you're the same way. And that's why I love the outlook that you have, because you know what you want to do to be able to. And for me, I feel like that's something that this show, and this is one of the main reasons, again, I'd want to have you back on here with us, is because, brother, you can make a difference. And I feel like you have. I mean, I might be off base if other people don't agree, which I really don't care, because I think you've made a difference. I think people that look at you as far as you're sober, and yet you're the most incredible bead designer and creator in the underground today. And it's like, if someone as amazing as you can do things like that, I hope people can look at you and be like, if Dreamcatcher can do it, so can I.
And that's actually completely fucking true. Because I'm very open about my alcoholism. I can't hide that shit at all. There's just something like I want to be the voice for people that don't have theirs anymore. That they feel like there is no hope. They feel hopeless because I was at that stage in my life where I was hopeless. I was a hopeless alcoholic. I never thought in my life I could ever stop drinking. And to actually sit here and tell you that it is possible and you can turn your life. You don't even have to be an alcoholic. There's still like a hope. That you can whatever you're doing right now. There's always um, you can always do something better, and you can always better your life. And there's so much more to this life than where everybody's at right now. Because you know, the, it's just it's a fucking amazing journey it's been so far, man. And if I didn't stop drinking, I don't think I would like be able to do any of this bead work for LSP ever. Like that shit wouldn't even be in my fucking mirror. Like it wouldn't even be possible. Like that shit would even fucking that'd be to the side, you know. That's not on my radar when I'm drinking, you know.
Well, you know what, brother? And I'm glad that you're able to admit that. But I would say this, though. I feel like that even if that was the case, though, no, and you can correct me if you don't feel the same, but I would say I think, though, regardless, even if you weren't able to necessarily do that, but I know for a fact, just by you walking up to them and being like, hey, man, when I was in the darkest fucking time of my life, when I felt like I was going to end it and I was like, fuck it, I'm done, I don't care. And then I put on your music and then it's like, man, okay, I feel like life is like bearable, you know. It's like life is going to be okay, you know, even though it might suck, you know, because
Yeah.
but it's like, but in a way, just sharing that with them and saying, hey, man, you helped save my life. Like you know, you made a difference to me. And the reason I say that, I feel like, man, and I've done that. And JP and Mr. Dosha, I'll share this with you. I've gone to them several times, man, including even people like my brother Chuckles. You know Chuckles. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah. I'm about to kick it with him next month.
Oh shit. Right on then. Yo,
Yeah.
that's fire. That actually just made my night to say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna see him fucking Denver, Colorado at the Roxy, December 16th, Black Xmas.
Black Xmas, which, yo, super fire night, man. I mean, that's gonna be dope as hell. Um,
Oh yeah.
I brought that up though is because I've gone to them and also including there was a friend of mine. I think you may have met him at one time or another. Do you remember a guy by the name of Anthony Trujillo, known as Creature?
Um,
Do you remember
I
him?
think we spoke about him before. I think it sounds familiar, very, very familiar.
Well, check this out. So it's a hard thing to say this because we did lose him a couple months. It really devastated him because of,
Oh yeah, I know who he is.
yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, but get this though. He did something just similar to you as far as so it was actually in Denver. It was at the Roxy when this happened. Because he FaceTimed me down. So he walked up to Chuckles and Scum, and dude, at that time he was super depressed, man. He was like suicidal as hell. He walked up and he was like, "Yo, man, earlier tonight, man, I was gonna end my life, and I listened to a couple of your guys' songs, and then I was like, okay, I can not do something stupid. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Yeah.
like, you know, and that's where it's like, I love the fact that like when someone can come from something so dark as far as being like, you know, I don't know if I can live anymore, or I don't know if I can do this. And then they turn on music, and then it's like, wow, man, it's like it almost speaks to you know, especially in those moments. You know what I mean? And so it's like,
Yeah.
you know, and that's why like I've been to, you know, like Dosha, JP, Chuckles, where I've been down, man. I'm like, fuck, man, I'm so stressed right now. Like, I'm just having such a rough time. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then like I'll put on a couple songs, and then I'm like, oh shit, okay. Um, I I think I got this. I feel like I feel like it's gonna be alright. You know, it's like even though it might, you know, but it's like I'm gonna get there. And that's why it's like, brother, I feel like you're in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we both came from like the worst times. At us. I'm up here on Reckless Radio, the greatest, and actually, wait, no, let me rephrase that. The GRE 8th native jewelry creator in the underground today. One of the best people I think I've ever met by far in the underground. Stoner even gone on record being like Dreamcatcher is literally the greatest guy, the most genuine. I couldn't agree more. I just, brother, I'm so proud of your success. And that's why I wanted to ask you, man. So, with everything you got going on, I mean, do you have like going forward as far as like, do you have like, I know you're working on Smalls one, so then like, is the next one gonna be like Cody Manson? Like,
All
where?
right. So after the Smalls one, like what's the next one I have? Oh, Michael Lawless.
Michael Lawless, hell yeah! I love you. Just
Yeah,
that's
yeah. He actually came to me at Gorefest, and then he keeps asking me, and so I need to get his shit done. But I saw him in Denver at the Triple MFD album release party when the tour first kicked off. I flew out there. That's when I gave Insane Poetry his Triple MFD medallion.
which
But
is
yeah, he was the whole night. He was just Michael Lawless was just like, "Hey man, you need to make me one. You need to make me one." I'm like, "Dude, I got you, man. Just you gotta be patient. I got you. I got you, my brother. You ain't
yeah.
gotta worry about it. You're getting one,
Most,
And fucking, I seen him here again. I flew back here to Snuff Vegas, and I saw him at the fucking the another triple MFD tour date out here, and he was the same thing, man. He was just like, "Oh man, you gotta get it done. I want one." I was like, "I know, man. We're gonna get you one." So yeah, he's
so
gonna be the next one. That I would be getting in.
I fuck with that, man. I love hearing you say that. That's incredible. Shout out to Michael Lawless for that, man. That's fucking badass. I love him like doing that. I think that's just so dope. Like coming up on your catcher, bro. Like, let's go, man. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how he beat too. I love him, man. He's a good dude. Like, I always chop it up with him every time. Every time he sees me, he just comes up and fucking gives me a big ass hug. Like, he's good people. I love that motherfucker.
I bet, man. I mean, he sounds like a great guy. I can't. I mean, unfortunately, I wish I could say I've met him. I have, but I will say that's definitely one of my goals, especially, brother. You, me, and Stoner somehow, some way, at some point, we're all gonna meet up. I'm hoping I can say it's gonna be at Gore Fest next year.
That's what I was gonna
But
say. Gorefest, Gorefest,
no, but
and
yeah.
then after that one though, it's Mattapelli Music. I'm gonna be working on their shit, and I got some pretty fucking pretty dope for them actually.
Oh, that's
I
bad.
haven't I haven't shared it with anybody, not even them, but they do know about me making one for them. They just don't know what it looks like. So I'm gonna be actually posting about
Ah,
that after here soon.
and dog, Bruce. I
Yeah.
hope no, man. It's about to go down, y'all. And I'm so glad you brought because get this soon. And when I say soon, I mean incredibly soon. I have been talking to dog. And dude, we need to figure out. And and that's why when I actually told him having you on, Ant Dog was like, "Yo, like, let me know, bro." And I'm like, I reached out several times, man. I'm like, somehow, like, sometime recent, they're gonna come up here, and obviously, I know they're definitely gonna wanna talk about you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be really.
Yeah. I just actually got done talking with them. I think what's it? Oh, at the Triple MFD show out here. I just seen them.
Oh, that's dope, man. 'Cause, yo, I actually want to ask you, like, the sickness overdose they've been doing. So, like Matt Apelli film, right?
Say again?
So Matt Apelli, like they're running sickness overdose tour, right?
Are they on the tour with them?
Yeah, yeah.
No, actually they weren't. They just happened to go to two shows. They went to the Mojave, and then they went to the one here in Snuff Vegas. Those were the only two triple MFD shows they went to.
Okay, I got you.
And so like the only people that are on that show or that tour is Scum and Same Poetry, Devil Boy, Reckless Intent, and Michael Lawless.
Got you. Definitely understand now, because I was gonna say at first, like, I know that they were part of it at one point. I just wasn't sure exactly what.
No, they just did those 2 dates.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, bro. My bad, man.
No, I said they just did those 2 dates, and I think it was just because they're like in the area, like even Donnie Menace, he pulled up to the triple MFD out here, and he did a little
That's
set,
dope. Yeah, man. Which, yo, Donnie, bro, we love you, man. That's the fucking homie. He's coming up here as well, by the way. And the reason being is, brother, yo, and I'm gonna break this down for you because I know you're gonna be excited, man. Basically, since we've already had Scum, we've already had Insane Poetry, man, my goal is basically like this. I've already been talking to Lilith the Simple and her sister HB the Grizzly. They're gonna jump on here. Then it's gonna be like Madapelli. Then hopefully we can get Michael Lawless. We can get Cody Manson, Smalls one. Like basically I'm trying to like literally get all of LSP on the show here. So
yeah, it's a fucking honor. I want to tell you this. It is an honor to have me here with you. Because I know I'm not a fucking art. I guess I'm a different type of artist, but the artists you have on here are usually the ones that will be making music. So I'm like non-music artist over here.
No, but brother, let me actually tell you this, because I know JoJo can definitely agree with this as well, man. So our goal, basically, like, I mean, and I'm sure it's pretty clear now, but we not only want the artists that we can help push, support, and get them to where they want to be with their careers, but the other thing is people like yourself, who you're part of this underground in a way that other people aren't. And it's almost like we want more people like you to be able to say that, you know what? If there's people that we can help in the underground, that it doesn't matter that you're not a rapper or you're not signed to a label or you're not, a big, huge fucking superstar name. It doesn't matter. What our goal is basically if we see somebody that we're like, okay, you know what? I think we can help them. I feel like when we get them on, hopefully people are like, yo, I need to go check these people out. Like, I need to go find out what they're about, who they're running with or who they're like kicking it with or doing shows with or doing features with or, however it goes down or whatever. Or even just people that are maybe either promoting. Like, I would say, I think you're also considered a promoter, I would say, as well as just an artist as far as your work. But I mean, I feel like it's just different people in the underground that we can look at and say, okay, how can we help them? Like when we put them on the show, is this going to benefit them to get them to a different point in the underground or get them to where, like, if they come to us and they're like, hey man, like I'm trying to get noticed by, this label or this person or, whatever. And that's like, that's our goal. What I mean? We hope by putting you on here, people want to come to you and be like, hey man, are you down to work together? Are you down to do something with each other? Like, are you down to, like run with us? And it's like, that's what we want, man. We want to be able to launch people to of whatever it is. Like, even if you came to me today and said, hey brother, when I get on, I want to like tell people this is where I want to go with my career as far as like what I'm doing. Like, that's exactly what I want. Anything you tell me that you want to do with your career in the underground, I want that even more. And I want to like help you to get that level, whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's an honor when you say it's an honor to be on your brother. It's an honor that I'm even sitting here today talking to you, because I see this as a huge for myself. So, this is
part of the reason too I agreed to come on here too was there's not a whole lot of people that know like my journey and how I got with like how I found lyrical snuff and how it all started, and how I met or how I got to where I'm making fucking medallions for these artists that are on the label. So I mean, I think people need to hear that, and see actually
Absolutely.
where I actually started at, and where I'm at today, and what's for the future.
And that's exactly what we want to do, man. That's why, like, when we first started this on here, it's like, brother, I want to hear about your journey from when you first started all the way to where you're at now. Like, I want to know, like, is there anything that you want to do or that you're planning on doing that we can help you with, or we can tell people, hey, come check him out doing this right now. You know what I mean? Like, is there anything that we can, help to support you with that?
I mean, this is good. This is more than enough right here, man. Like I said, this is an honor what you're doing right now for me. But just moving forward, I'm just gonna continue doing my beadwork, and I'm still gonna be doing all these projects for everybody that are on Lyrical Snuff. And then in the meantime, too, like in between all that, I'm gonna be doing other projects that I'm gonna be selling as well, and just making some money on the way because I can't really do the whole entire thing for free. Only the
Right.
Lyrical Snuff. Everybody that on Lyrical Snuff gets that treatment.
Yeah, no, and that's definitely understandable. Even like when you and I talked about the GRE one that you're going to be working on, and I feel like we do have to touch on it. Like you just said that, when it comes down to it, though, you're willing to definitely be understanding about the pricing, but at the same time, you need the resources to be able to make it happen. The only way to do that, is like you got to make certain money, man. Like you
Yeah,
got
I
to be
mean,
able to
I'm
support yourself.
like the GRE one that you asked for. That's actually a good price. That's a hookup price for you. Just because your
Absolutely.
family.
I agree completely, brother. And that's why I thank you for that. Because I won't lie, when you and I first talked about it, I was a little nervous where I was like, shit, I hope he's not going to say, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you touched on it earlier where you're like, when you purchase the stuff to do it, it's like $300, and it's like, oh shit, like okay, that's like, yeah, that's pretty up there. And then you said like, oh, but I'm willing to, be like, hey, 120, 150, whatever it might be. It's like, I think that's completely reasonable. I mean, I would even say like to me, it's like, shit. I mean, bro, I feel like you just made my dream come true here and that. You know what I mean? Versus like, if you were like, hey, like, give me like 380, and it's like, okay, bro. Like, yeah, I'll get back to you on that one. You know, so
Yeah, I mean they're not cheap. You can go somewhere else and it's gonna be the same fucking price. Beadwork is
absolutely, yeah.
definitely not cheap.
And I mean, and that's why, like I said, bro, I appreciate that you're willing to, to be reasonable, and that means a lot to me, especially because I promise you, man, I'm gonna be rocking that shit to the fullest. I mean, I even told JP if I'm ever able to, if I were to go backstage or fucking, even one day if I ever were to make it to the stage, with GRE, bro, the very first thing I'd want to be shining out there is your work, man. I want everybody to see, like, yo, my brother Dreamcatcher does the freshest work I've ever seen in my life. You know?
Yeah, and actually, speaking of wearing it on stage, um, Scum he did when I gave him his medallion, he wore it the whole entire night on stage. Then I think he retired it after that. Um, And then the one I made for the same poetry, when I gave it to him at the album release party, he wore it the whole. Actually, when I gave it to him, he didn't want to wear it at all. Like he's like, I don't want to break it. He's like, this thing is so clean. He's like, I don't want to, something to happen. I was like, just wear it on stage. I was like, Scum already did his. He wore his on stage.
Right.
So he was kind of like he didn't want to because he didn't want to. He'd be moving around a lot. Actually, they all be moving around on stage. and the shit be like, going like this, it might get caught, fucking rip, And I think that's what he was afraid of doing because it was he saw that I put a lot of work into it and he didn't want to fucking fuck it up, I guess. But I was like, this wear it, I made it to where it's you can wear it on stage for that reason, it's strong enough for you to fucking move around and it can take a little yank on it, and it's not gonna break. So he actually wore it on stage, and as he was going on tour, I was seeing videos and pictures of him wearing the shit like in all these different states, and I'm just like, dude, it's fucking an honor to actually see him actually. Because when he left the show that night, when I gave it to him, he left me with he's like, I appreciate you. He's like, I love you, man. He's like, I'm gonna actually wear this like on tour. He's like on tour. When I go on tour, I'm gonna be wearing the medallion. And like I seen all the pictures, and I was like, oh yeah, he's wearing that shit. Like it's clean too. Like when he's on stage, and you see the videos of him, pictures, and then when he got here to Vegas, he's like showing me it, and it's holding up pretty good. It's keeping it in good condition. And he's like, I think after the show, he's like, I'm gonna have to retire it. He's like, I'm gonna put it away. I'm gonna keep this, nice and crisp. I want to keep it in good shape. I was like, oh, that's fine. If that's what you want to do. But like, I was just glad that he actually, got to wear it out, and people got to see it, and people actually sending me pictures of it with him and everything. Like, it was just amazing that I could do that for him, and he really loved it.
I bet, man, because I would even say, when he says retire it, I would think of it this way. Maybe he can use it just for like photo shoots or stuff like that, or like when they're just out and about chilling, where they're not on stage, going crazy. And it's like, I mean, because even that's still a win in the sense of at least he can still rock it and be like, hey man, shout out to my brother Dreamcatcher. You know what I mean? And it's like, hell yeah, dude, like that's fucking dope. I mean, it's like I can say that's not a straight W, so
yeah.
That's dope, man. Wow.
But the one for Smalls one I got going on, it's gonna take some time. I was hoping maybe to get it done by Black Xmas, but I'm not even sure if it'll be ready by then. I don't think she's gonna be there anyways. But I would like to actually meet her in person and give it to her rather than just send it to her because it's more. I don't know. Just I think it's better that way. That I give it to her in person because that's what I always do.
Absolutely, and I agree with that, man. I think that's actually the best way to do it because, I mean, if you look at it too, it's a mad respect when it comes down to it that like you feel that after all the work you put in, and then like you're excited to go in front of that person and say, hey, this is yours. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like that's dope.
Yeah, and I just like see their like reaction to it because like I saw Scum's reaction, I saw Insane Poetry's reaction, and like I just want to keep going and see like you can see the like appreciation and like the love on their face when they get it, because it's like they like the same poetry. He felt like he's like, man, this is he's like, this is love right here, man. He's like, I appreciate you giving me this and making this for me. He's like, but he's like, no one's ever done this for me before. He's like, I really had a moment in the back with, myself, and he was just telling me about, like he really did appreciate me making that for him, and he just felt really honored to, I guess wear it. But, I was like, hey man, it's all out of love, man. I'm not expecting anything in return. Because he asked me, he's like, how could I ever repay you? I'm like, you already have, man. You already have.
Right. Wow, man. That's beyond incredible. And honestly, bro, I'm just so excited to see where we go from here, man. And definitely, and I just want to say, Reckless Radio definitely wants to keep in touch with you for sure. We definitely want to know what you got going on, and if there's ever anything that we can help, promote for you, that we can help support you with, let people know what you got going on, where they can find you, everything like that. Especially because I know it'd be pretty dope if, like, I have a feeling people that are going to watch this and knowing different shows you go to, they're going to be like, hey, yo, I'm going to go to that show. I'm going to go to the Dreamcatcher and be like, hey, man, I saw you on Reckless Radio, bro. Like, yo, this is dope. I'm meeting you face to face for the first time. Like, yo, man, like, this is an honor for me, to meet the one and only native Dreamcatcher, man. I mean, Snuff Vegas leader. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's fire.
Yeah, actually, I kind of experienced that a little bit at like Gorefest. I had people I didn't even fucking know come up to me, hey, what's up, Dreamcatcher? I'm like, wait, what up, man? And it was kind of like, I felt bad because I didn't know who they were, and they knew me by like name and shit, and they were, wanting to take a picture, and it's just, I mean, I didn't think that it would get to that point where people actually knew who I was.
Well, honestly, man, and I hate to say it this way, bro, but that kills me to hear that, because I think to myself, man, like, I couldn't imagine people not, because I feel like there's so much out there about you now that it's like, either one, they're just missing out because maybe they don't know where to find you exactly, but then it's like, I mean, now maybe, and I'm not trying to sound cocky when I say it like this, but I would just say, bro, Instagram and Facebook are not that hard to find. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to sound rude or nothing, but it's just like, I'm like, that's the fact of it, though, and especially, I
Yeah.
mean, oh, go ahead, bro, my bad.
Oh, and I go to a lot of shows. Like I don't really miss the show out here in Vegas, especially. Actually, I'm gonna rephrase that. I don't miss LSP shows. Like if it's here in Snuff Vegas, I'm definitely going to it. It doesn't even fucking matter. I'll take the day off of work. You know,
Right.
I just got planned for it.
That's
And
right.
even if it's like a show outside the state, like Denver. Actually, that's like the most place I go for out of show states is Denver at the Roxy. Um, but you know, that's usually where I'll be going to shows as either here or over there. And I think like there's a lot more people that know me out there in Denver than they do, here in Snuff Vegas. And actually, I got a lot of love for everybody out in Denver. They always show a lot of love every time I show up, and they're just really great people out there. They always um show me a lot of love and respect.
That's dope, man. And I'm so glad to hear that. And that means the world, because of the fact that, brother, like I said, man, you're such an incredibly genuine dude. You're down to earth as hell. I mean, and you're just a great person. And you have one of, I would probably say, the most inspirational comeback stories I think I've heard. Probably, honestly, my life, man. Now that I think about it, and I think, with that said, man, so, I mean, is there anything that you want to wrap the show up with? Because I know that.
Yeah, I could say that's just a little bit of like my story and my experience with how I got with um I guess got to where I am today, and how I found LSB and what I'm doing with LSB and everything that I have planned for the future. But like there's a lot of other little shit in there like that maybe people out other people want to know about, and I'm sure maybe you and everybody else that are watching, like, I was in the United States Army. I'm in bodybuilding, and I'm sponsored by Gas Sport. And,
That's
those two things right there alone are like they're a big part of my life as well as like the alcoholism and like lyrical snuff, but
Yeah,
we could be here all fucking night talking about that shit. But I
and
think we should save that for another time. And I think
definitely,
a lot of people would want to know about my career in the United States Army and what I did, and especially bodybuilding. Um, but
absolutely.
I don't post too much about bodybuilding as much, no more. But I'm still doing that shit. I'm with clients. I train them and write up meal plans and shit like that. I get the workout plans and all that shit going. But that's just maybe something for another time.
Absolutely. And like I said, man, I can promise you one thing. You're definitely coming back on the show with us, sure, without a doubt. And and also when you just touched on your service, which again, brother, thank you for your service, man, for protecting our country, defending our country, man. I have so much respect for that. Especially my co-host JoJo, Rebel Joe, man. I don't know. I think I may have, but one of the things we're trying to do with Reckless Radio is to find different ways to support veterans and veteran causes. Any way that we can. You know what I mean? Like if there's ever anything even that you want to send us or could maybe people are absolutely open to it. And especially for a man like you served nothing but just respect and admiration. And thank you for that, bro. Love you for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And I think with that said now, I think Rebel Joe, you can hear me, bro. Let me know where we're gonna go from here as we sign the show out. But I do say real quick again, Dreamcatcher, what an honor it's been, man, to be on the show with you. L's up, my brother for life. Snuff Vegas, Snuff East Coast. You know what I'm saying, man? So